What's up, everybody? My name's Mike Sjogren, here with my co-host,
Emmanuel Pani.
We're part of a group of specialized real estate investors you've probably never heard of.
We didn't start with deep pockets or wealthy families, and we don't rely on 401ks, mutual funds, or traditional real estate investing.
In fact, many of us don't even own the properties that fund our freedom. If you ask the money experts out there, they'd say what we do is impossible, yet it's happening every single day.
It's happening through a new niche called short-term rentals.
We are Short-Term Rental Nation, and these are our secrets.
What's going on, STR Nation? Welcome back to another episode of the Short-Term Rental Secrets podcast. I'm your host, Mike Sjogren, and today's going to be a little bit different because E and I recorded last week, and then the editor sent me a message over the weekend. Hey, the audio was all choppy. Must have been a bad internet connection. So I'm recording this one literally in the rental car before we head over to Universal Studios. But I didn't want you guys to miss this episode because it was so good. So I'm going to give you guys the context of what E and I were talking about last week and actually what I just talked about at TJ Chajani's Rentalpreneur Summit. So he had some of the heaviest hitters in the real estate investing industry, from Cody Sperber and Max Maxwell and Vina Jetty and all these amazing people. And he invited me to speak and specifically talk about mindset, because realistically, guys, it is the number one thing that holds people back, whether it's from getting started or whether it's getting to that next level. So I'm going to break down what I talked about at TJ's event. And at some point when I get the recordings, I'll figure out how to get that out to you guys. But I want you guys to think of, maybe it's you or maybe it's somebody that you know that's like always struggled to do something. Maybe it was like they've struggled to lose weight. They've struggled to create financial freedom. They've struggled like consistently, like they have this goal, but it's like they just never get there. And the reason for that is because their self-image, their identity is not in alignment with their goal. Okay. We have two pieces to this brain. We've got our conscious mind, and then we've got the subconscious. The subconscious controls 96 to 98% of our habitual behavior. Like, we're on autopilot most of the time. You've probably experienced this. Like, you've probably gotten in your car in the morning and pulled into the office at work and you're like, I don't even remember driving here. Right. Or like all of a sudden you're just like, wow, like where was I the last 5 minutes? Right. Like you were on complete autopilot. And that's just because the subconscious is just taken over. So what we need to do is get your goal into your subconscious mind. And there's only two ways to do that. The first is through an extreme emotional event. For you guys that have heard my story, how I got started, I'm not going to go in super detail, but like my kid was sick. I couldn't be there with him. I was stuck at a job, trading time for money. I didn't have vacation time. I didn't have sick time. And I was like, I am not going to live like this anymore. Period. I refuse. And I told my wife, I said, I'm going to build us a business that gives us the income we want without ever trading time for money again. And then within 15 months, I was out, my wife was out, and I retired my mom. Because that extreme emotional event just rewired everything. It was like, I will do this or die, period. There was no plan B. There was no trap door. There was no safety net. It was just like, I am going to do this. The second way to reprogram your subconscious is through repetition. Okay. So we need to get that thought from up here down in here. So I was using this analogy of like, you're planning a road trip, right? And so say, as me as an example, I live up in Boston. I'm going to plan this road trip down to like Key West. All right. So what's the first thing I need to do? I need to have a very clear destination. I need an address to put into Google Maps. And I want you to think of your subconscious like Google Maps. Wherever you tell that thing, it's going to take you there. It just will. It's like autopilot. The problem is, first off, is most people do not have very specific goals. They speak in generalities. It's like, oh, I want to be wealthy. I want financial freedom. I want to travel. I don't want a boss. I don't want a job. I don't want all these different things. But it's like, they never get specific of like, hey, I'm going to make $15,000 a month through my short-term rental business by whatever this date is. It's very specific. So that's like the address that you're putting in Google Maps. All right. So once you get that in, then you got to trust Google Maps to get you there. Okay. But the problem is a lot of people put in the address and then they're like, subconsciously, they're like, yeah, but we've never been that far before. You've never driven that far before. You're going to run out of gas. Like, where are you going to stay? How long is it going to take you? What if you hit traffic? Like, you're never going to get there. And we start to second guess the whole trip, right? So the way to get through this, again, is like when you're planning the trip, you're probably visualizing yourself at the destination, having a good time, toes in the sand. Like, you can feel it. You can like feel that sun on your face. You start to visualize it over and over and over again. And it starts to create this excitement and this belief that you will be on that beach. So I need you to start visualizing that goal in super clear detail. Okay? Like super clear. Like, what is the moment that you're going to know that you've generated that $15,000 a month as an example? Like, are you seeing it on a profit and loss statement? Are you seeing it as bookings in your PMS? Are you seeing it as deposits in your bank account? Like, how do you know that you've hit the goal? Like, where is that finish line for you? And once you get clear on that, I need you to start visualizing that multiple times a day. Multiple times a day. Just like have fun with it. Like, let your imagination go and just play that loop over and over again. But you need to do it in super vivid detail. Like, you're there, because the subconscious can't tell real, like reality, from imagined. Like, it just can't. And they've done studies on this where they've split up basketball teams into 2 different groups. And one of them would shoot free throw shots for 60 minutes a day for 2 weeks. The other one would just visualize shooting free throw shots for 60 minutes for 2 weeks. The results at the end were identical. They were identical. The improvement was the same. One of them physically practiced. The other one just did mental practice. Like, your mind can't tell the difference. So if you start visualizing your goal in ridiculous detail, like seeing exactly where you are, maybe you're at your desk, you can like put your hand on your desk, you can like feel that texture. You can smell whatever's going on in there. Like, you can hear the humming of your internet router, whatever it is. Like, bring in all of your senses and put yourself in that moment. Like, see it in super, super, super crystal detail. Okay. That's the second thing. And a little hack for you guys. There's 3 different types of brain waves. I'm not going to get into all that. Like, 3 different frequencies, right? Like, when you're awake, it's at a certain frequency. When you're daydreaming, it's at a certain frequency. When you're sleeping, it's at a certain frequency. When you're in that like sleepy state, it's like a direct link to your subconscious. So as a little hack, do this visualization for 5 minutes right before you go to bed and right when you get up in the morning. So like, I literally leave my earbuds on my nightstand. So right before I go to bed, I put on this little 5-minute piano melody and I just visualize that. Then I pull them out and I go to sleep. In the morning, I put them in before my feet hit the ground. I do my visualization. So I reach over, grab my earbuds, put them in, and I do my visualization. Okay. And then I also do it mid-morning and mid-afternoon. All right. So I do mine 4 times a day. But if you do it at least twice a day, I promise you this will completely change your life. Okay. The next thing you need to do is you need to get the right people in the car with you. You need to get the right people in the car with you, because as you're going on this journey, it might not be easy. You may run out of gas. You may get a flat tire. The engine might blow, whatever it is. And if you get the wrong people in the car with you, they're like, man, we're never going to get there. Let's just go to the beach over here. It's like an hour away. Why are we going to drive all the way to Key West? Like, this is stupid. This is taking way too long. We're never going to get there, right? You need the right people in the car with you. So you need to surround yourself with people that are going to support, encourage, and challenge you, so that when you're not feeling it and you're just like, man, I'm just tired. They're like, dude, just push a little harder. You're almost there, man. The destination is going to be we're going to be toes in the sand before you know it. Like, keep pushing, keep pushing. We believe in you. You got this. Like, keep going. It makes a world of a difference who you surround yourself with, which is why I spend so much money every year on mastermind groups, to be in the right rooms with people that are going to support, encourage, and challenge me to think bigger and keep pushing. So if you can do those 3 things, if you can get super clear on your goal, you visualize yourself getting to that destination every single day and feeling it emotionally, and then you bring the right people on the journey with you, you can literally have anything. So I've tested this on a group of my higher level mastermind students that were doing really well. They had units, they were doing okay, and then they kind of plateaued. And I tested this and I created a 12-week program called Limitless. And the results were ridiculous. Okay. So like Tristan, who actually just spoke at TJ's event, which was so freaking cool to see. I was so proud of him. In January, he'd been with me a year and he was doing really good at the beginning, and he got up to like 3 units and he just plateaued. He just like plateaued for like months. And he was like, dude, I can't figure out what's going on. And I was like, dude, it's your subconscious. So in 12 weeks, he went from 3 properties to 12 properties. And then 12 weeks later, now he's at 24 properties. So we went 3 to 24 in the last 8 months. All right. Daryl, he was at 8 properties doing pretty good after his first year. He went from 8 to 24 in 12 weeks. And Jill was at 26 properties. She'd been with me 2 years. She was at 26. She doubled it to 52 in 12 weeks because they literally reprogrammed their subconscious. They got that goal into their subconscious and they started believing that they could have it. And then boom, the results started clicking. All right. There's nothing else changed. Not their marketing, not their pricing, nothing. They just started to believe that they could have it. And Napoleon Hill said it. He said, whatever the mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve. Most people, they're just lacking one or the other. They either don't have that clear goal yet, or they don't believe deep down that they can have it. So I've run 2 iterations of this 12-week program so far. The results have been ridiculous. I only ran it for my mastermind students. It was like an insider's game. Only they got access to this. But for the first time, I'm opening this up to outsiders, and I have 3 spots left. That's not a marketing thing. I literally cap it at 20 people. I have 3 spots left, and we're starting on Thursday, the 25th. I think it's the 25th. Yeah, Thursday, the 25th. So if you want to get in on this, go to strsecrets.com/limitless. Okay. It starts Thursday. So we're shutting it down Wednesday night. You literally have 2 days. And realistically, you probably have less than that because we only have 3 spots left. Okay. But if you're serious and you really want to do this and you have units, like you're up and running, you've got some units and you want to take this to the next level, then go to strsecrets.com/limitless. Okay. Anyway, as soon as I get the recordings back, I'll figure out a way to get this to you guys. If you want it, we'll get all that squared away. But I wanted to at least give you the Cliff Notes version of this because it is massively important. Because so many people, they never reach their potential because of this. This is the key. And it was interesting. I had the second last keynote of the day at the conference. And I did this whole deep dive around this topic. And then Max Maxwell got there. He gave his talk. And if you don't know who he is, check him out on Instagram and YouTube. He's crushing it in business. And he's a super nice guy. I got to meet him for the first time and then we had dinner. He's a great dude. And he echoed everything that I said in his presentation. It was kind of funny because I went right before him. He didn't catch mine. And then he pulled up right after me and went on and he echoed all of this. And this is somebody that's operating at a ridiculously high level in a different niche in real estate. So again, if you guys want to check that out, go to strsecrets.com/limitless. I'll put the link in my bio on Instagram. If you need anything, you can send me a DM. I am on vacation, so likely JM, my assistant, will respond to you. But I hope you guys have an amazing week, and I will talk to you soon.
Hey, STR Nation, if you enjoyed this episode, please make sure to hit that subscribe button and leave us a review. And in the comments, let us know what topics you want us to cover on upcoming episodes, and we'll make sure to get that in the books for you. And if you really want to learn how to launch, automate, and scale your short-term rental business, if you want to go deeper, then check out our free masterclass at strsecrets.com.